Where are we supposed to go? Yes, sure, I guess so. Sure, I guess so. Should we head home? I guess I'll see you later. Please be safe.
All right, so today I'm going to be recording a episode of Threads of the War called Alone. Now, this turns out to be a very personal story. This is actually my story of, well, my experience on a very significant day in my life and in the life of many around the world, and it actually probably led to the end of the lives. Well, not probably. It did lead to the end of the lives of many around the world. So I will go ahead and begin recording alone. Let's see. So what I want to do is I want to go over to Scrivener, which is where I captured alone in my writing, and I will begin recording it. Now, alone is something different because it also has a female voice, a female character. And what I'm going to do there is after I finish recording, I'm going to then record myself on my screen. Hopefully I can do this to where I am infusing a female voice actor's voice into this product so that her voice replaces mine and I am talking to a female, not just myself, which I hope you will all find much more entertaining, not to mention believable, than me trying to play both male and female characters in this. So with that, I will go ahead and begin recording. First, though, let me take a drink of water because I just had some matcha tea and I don't think that'll make for a good voice. All right. Shall we begin? Crisp morning air saturates my face as I exit the terrorist-threatened State Department headquarters. I must get out of here. I think I need to do that one again. I must get out of here. Brushing gently across the back of my right shoulder, a soft hand jerks me out of my head. Where are we supposed to go? My friend and fellow presidential management fellow. Fellow? Sounds weird. My friend and what should I say there instead? My friend and fellow presidential management fellow. My friend and let's just say my friend. Who needs to put presidential management? Just my friend. I don't need to advertise any kind of thing. I just need to say my friend. Where are we supposed to go? My friend Sarah asks as if I have an answer. Why would I have an answer? I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Just away from the building, I guess. I reply, knowing full well neither of us are satisfied with this response. We join the mass of fellow diplomats vacating the center of our nation's foreign policy establishment on our way to, well, who knows where? When will that fourth plane hit my office? Why would they fly planes into buildings? As we walk up 20th Street through the buildings which make up the George Washington University, I realize I've not told my mom I'm okay yet. I'm also realizing that I have an error in my typing here, so I need to fix that. All right, well, this is good. She's probably freaking out in Vegas right now. You want to stop by one of the computer centers to email your parents you're okay? I ask Sarah. Yes, she replies instantly. We slowly make our way through the crowd of students scrambling the other direction toward the river to get a look at the smoke spewing out over the Pentagon. Why do people rush to see violence? As we enter the computer lab, we realize it's already filled with people. Could they all be here for the same reason? To write their moms? Sarah gives me a look of needing to go first. I let her get in front of me in line. We each eventually get our turn. Hi, Mom. I'm okay. I got out of the State Department just fine. Hanging out at GW. Not sure where to go right now. We'll call you later. Jeremy, is what I write. Sarah looks over at me. I look back. What do we do now? What do we do now? What do we do now? There's a place we can eat and watch the news near here, I offer. Sure, I guess so, she replies, clearly lost in her mind too. As we head into J Street, the student union area of GW, security guards are swarming the building. Everyone has to evacuate the building! We're shutting down the university! They yell. Where do we go from here? I turn to Sarah as we descend the stairs away from the building. Should we head home? She asks. I guess so, I reply, not knowing what else to say. For a moment, I look at Sarah. Do I go home with her, or do I go home alone? She's staring at me. Then she leans in, wrapping her arms around me. I guess I'll see you later, she says as she offers me a hug. I'm going to be alone now. I don't want to be alone. I hug back, not knowing what else to do. Please be safe, she offers, still holding me with her arms. You too, I offer back, still lost in the moment. Neither of us move. We simply stand still, arms around each other, for who knows how long, before we break our embrace and each turn to our separate direction. She simply stands still. We simply stand still, arms around each other, for who knows how long, before we break our embrace and each turn to our separate direction. Before we break our embrace and each turn to go our separate directions, she toward Capitol Hill, me toward the Roosevelt Bridge to walk home to Arlington because the metro is closed. I'm alone now. The sea of humanity flows over the bridge, out of D.C. We stare at the skies as F-16 fighters roar overhead in a combat air patrol. The smoke of the Pentagon fire looms large as I make my way down GW Parkway on foot toward Crystal City. I am alone. Once I enter my studio apartment overlooking the Pentagon, I sit down on the couch, turn on CNN, and try desperately to call my mom. I am. September 11th, 2001 was a memorable day for most people old enough to know what was going on. We each have our own stories of how we responded to what was happening. Here's mine. Who knew then the events of that day would set off a string of wars in which we still find ourselves today? A refugee crisis from which the politics of the West were shifted hard right, and an economic disruption we may feel for a long time to come. The root causes of that day stem back through the 20th century's war, showing us clearly we are still part of that conflict, even as we end the second decade of the 21st century. I need to update this because we're no longer ending the second decade of the 21st century. We're clearly in the third, even as we, we're progressing through the third decade of the 21st century. Wow, we're already in the third decade of the 21st century. That's crazy. Crazy. All right. So there's the recording of Alone. Now I'm going to shift my recording and transcription